Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Faith, day number 9. We have a scripture today from Lamentations, which is a profound book to read and study if you're experiencing pain, if you're going through hardship. I would highly encourage you. I think it's like 3 or no, maybe it's like 4 chapters, something like that. Super short, it's poetic, but man, it resonates deep to the core. So I would highly encourage you reading it if you're going through a tough time. But here's what the writer of Lamentations says in chapter 3, verse 8. And though I cry and shout, he has shut out my prayers. Though I cry and shout, he has shut out my prayers. Now, Lamentations was written by the prophet Jeremiah. And so Jeremiah is a man of God, and Jeremiah is someone who speaks to the people on behalf of God. And then this is what the devotional says. The book of Lamentations is filled with laments, grief, and heartaches that are universally experienced by all people. Many scholars believe that the book was written by the prophet Jeremiah, which presents a very unique dilemma. As a prophet, Jeremiah's role is to hear from God and then share what he has heard with God's people. Yet here in Lamentations 3:8, Jeremiah wrote that he cried out to God and God had shut out his prayers. How is it that the one who is supposed to hear from God feels like he can't even communicate with God? Jeremiah's pain was so intense that he felt like God was ignoring him or shutting him out, but in actuality, Jeremiah was not shut out or forgotten. And neither are you. God has not forgotten about you, nor has he shut out your prayers. Just because God is silent does not mean God is absent. He sees you, he hears you, and he will respond to you. I love that. Just because God is silent does not mean God is absent. And I think in the midst of our pain, it's so easy to feel like Jeremiah, like, well, I'm praying, I'm reaching out to God, but it's like he's ignoring me. It's like I've been ghosted. Like he won't text me back. He won't call me back. He won't email me back. He won't respond. I'm reading the scriptures. I'm doing everything I can. And yet it feels like God is nowhere to be found. And that's exactly what Jeremiah felt. But like the scripture says, or excuse me, like the devotion says, that God does hear us. God does see us. God cares about you and what you're going through. And in his time, he will respond. And so we just have to hold on to faith. It's kind of like what we talked about a couple of days ago. We have to like persevere even when it feels difficult. And so here's what I would love to do. If you are feeling like, man, I'm hanging on by a thread, I'm at the end of my rope, then I would love for you to just drop a comment on the Facebook app or the Faithbox app or on the YouTube page and just let us know. And I'd love to pray for each and every person who feels like they're kind of at the end of the road and they just need someone to come alongside. So if that's you, drop that comment, let us know, and we'll be praying with you as a community because like we say, we're all in this together.